8 games in the books, and we're down to 6 teams remaining. Another elimination game coming up. Palomar and Fullerton. Just got to get the scoreboard set. And anyway, let's set the table here for you as it's Palomar and Fullerton. Jeff Stoynoff, Monica Tatlinger back with you from Bakersfield College. And Fullerton College, a win earlier this morning over at Cal State University, Bakersfield. A 6-3 win over Cypress. The Chargers go home, and Fullerton moves on. They will take on Palomar, who just fell 4-2 to Mount San Antonio College in a dramatic finish. And Monica, we alluded to it a little bit in the broadcast before with the Mount Sac Palomar game, but Fullerton very tough out here, starting with the fact that they have 2 very good pitchers, Jessica Lopez, who went earlier, and now Lulu Vasquez in the circle.
You know, I know it's an elimination tournament, and it's just so crazy to me to see some of these teams go home. And of course, every team here is a great team, but just to know that right now one of these teams, Fullerton or Palomar, is playing their last game of the state championship is just really crazy to think about with the talent that they have.
It's hard to wrap your mind around the idea that a team as good as Cypress is already done.
Absolutely.
Just 2 and out. They came here with designs on winning this whole thing, and why not, with 9 championships in their school history. And just like that, they're done. The other result, Sacramento City over San Jose, 3-0. And Piñon on 3 pitches down on strikes. To get things started, Vasquez gets the strikeout.
Absolutely, and you know, Fullerton stepping up big today, beating Cypress earlier this morning, and I don't think beat Cypress in the regular season, so really got big and came away with that, and you know they're feeling good going into Palomar right now. They're coming off a win, Palomar's coming off a loss, so I wonder how that's going to affect each team.
Quick turnaround for the Comets. They're right back to it. And I don't even think they really took the 45 minutes in between. For those that might be wondering, we are racing the weather. Rain expected tonight, so we're trying to get the games in as early as possible. So moving things along quickly. This is Megan Wachholz at the plate. Takes a strike, a ball and a strike to the count. No real changes in the lineup of note. It'll be Wachholz followed by Fisher, Renteria in the cleanup spot, Kendall Cates, the catcher, batting 5th. Allie Hewen moves to shortstop, as it's Kat Aguilar that will get the start in the circle, but Hewen still in the lineup with her bat. Riley Penrod at first base batting 7th, McKenna Crawford in center field batting 8th, and Jillian Zamora batting 9th at second base. So really no changes.
Yeah, really the only change you see right now with Palomar is they changed their jerseys. That's it. They changed their black top to the white top.
Big swing from Wachholz. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just underway. Game number 9. The 3C2A Softball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Happy you've joined us. Fouled off by Wachholz.
I know Palomar's looking to bounce back after that tough loss against Mount Sac. They saw a very good pitcher in Wheeler, and they don't get to really experience any sort of break here facing Lulu Vasquez in the circle.
Wachholz came into action this weekend, batting .469, bouncing ball on the right side to her left. It's Alcala up with it to make the play and retire Wachholz. 2 up, 2 down. Good start for Lulu Vasquez. Yeah, it's not going to get a whole lot easier today for Palomar or anyone moving forward, really, as you move forward in this tournament.
It really doesn't, and that's the beauty of the state tournament. Especially, we're so fortunate to have all 8 teams, an 8-team state tournament now, mimicking that of the NCAA World Series. It's such a fun weekend of great games and great athleticism just on showcase.
And here is Sarah Fisher, average .471 and rising. That was the average coming into the weekend, but the numbers have only gone up so far this weekend, swinging a hot stick.
Yeah, I know umpires are supposed to be impartial. I'm not sure if broadcasters are, because I'll tell you what, I think Sarah Fisher might be my favorite player to watch out here, and anybody who is listening has already seen me do that, or heard me say that rather, and I just love watching this kid compete. She's really fun, and it's exciting to know that her career won't be over after this.
Great energy, and hey, the play's not bad either.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, the scoreboard has it at no balls and 2 strikes. I thought I saw a ball in there, but see if we get the corrected count for you. 2 strikes on Fisher. Here's the pitch from Vasquez into right field and deep. Forget about this one.
This kid is unbelievable. What she is able to do is just out of this world. I have seen her hit home runs on inside pitches, up and out pitches, change-ups. And if she's not hitting a home run, she's driving a ball to the gap. Sarah Fisher with a 2-out dinger to right center to put Palomar on the board.
That's just the start you want. And that'll bring up Samantha Renteria.
I know Renteria is looking to have a better game than she did that first one. I'm sure she was frustrated with some of those at-bats with the RBI opportunities. So it's going to be exciting to be able to watch her try and bounce back and have some quality at-bats for the Palomar Comets today.
Well, you saw an early home run for Mount San Antonio College. They ended up making that stand up in extra innings, and certainly the Comet faithful hoping for a repeat, as it's Fisher with a bomb in the top of the first. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Renteria.
Like you said, we're trying to get these games in away from the rain. As I was headed down to the front gate, I heard the the Fullerton athletic trainer say, "Smells like rain," and I almost tackled her. So hopefully that's not the case.
Well, we still have one more scheduled after this one. Bouncing ball into left of base hit. So Renteria, who was hitless in the game earlier against Mount San Antonio College, gets off the schneid with a 2-out single.
You know, I don't think that third baseman expected that ball to go there. That was an outside pitch, and she did hit that outside corner. Renteria kind of wrapped around that. It looked like the third baseman was caught a little flat-footed. She kind of just stumbled and fell to her glove side. I think if she takes one hard step and bodies that ball up, that's an out for her. So Vasquez gets a good pitch there. It just doesn't pan out.
And here is Kendall Cates. Came into the weekend batting .414, 2 home runs, 30 runs. Batted in, did have a home run last night in the win over San Jose. First pitch in there for a strike.
Fullerton needs to get this next out here. Palomar's a type of team that once those bats get going and that momentum goes, I mean, their bats just light up. And that kudos to Wheeler in the game earlier. She was able to stop that momentum, and Fullerton needs to make this out here to keep a hungry Palomar team at bay.
2 balls and a strike. Fullerton making their first appearance in the State 8 since 2005 under head coach Speedy Mendoza, and it's been a great resurgence for this team. And boy, they're really built to compete, but it's a tough road. They start out with Mount San Antonio College, and they took a lead into the 6th inning in that game. They come back after losing that one and beat Cypress this morning, and now they get Palomar, but that goes 2 ways. I think this is a team that's not going to be intimidated by the moment either.
I agree. You know, it's so exciting to see some new faces at the state tournament while also seeing some of those familiar ones and just seeing how we're going to stack up. I was really impressed with Fullerton's play.
Anguiano in the hole. She'll go the long way to get Cates at first and retire the side, but the Comets get on the board on the solo shot from Sarah Fisher. 1 run on 2 hits. We're through half an inning. Palomar on top of Fullerton 1-0. It's the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bottom of the first inning, Fullerton coming to bat. They'll lead things off with Sabrina Anguiano, followed by Veronica Garza, Kaylee Williamson, obviously Speedy Mendoza. Like most in this situation, not going to shake things up too much going with the standard lineup moving forward. Kat Aguilar in the circle for Palomar. She went 3 innings in the victory over San Jose last night, so not her first appearance of the weekend. But in those 3 innings, something of a struggle, allowing 3 runs before Palomar closed it out 11-3.
Yeah, I thought that was a great move, great coaching move by Coach Kraft. Her team was up. She could have left Hewen in, tried to slam the door, but instead she put Aguilar in, and I thought that was just a really, really smart tactical decision to give Aguilar some opportunity there when they were in the driver's seat. So it gave her an opportunity to kind of shake off some of those first game jitters, and I think prepared her better for what she needs to do today against Fullerton.
She'll get started with Anguiano, the shortstop. Stands in from the right side. Here's the first pitch. First pitch swinging. Hard hit to center, but Crawford there in front of the track.
Well, right there, that pitch is a little more plate than I bet Aguilar wanted. It ended up working out, but she's going to have to hit those corners if she's going to want to keep Fullerton at bay.
Yeah, you look at the numbers for Aguilar in the season, the record outstanding, of course, 17-2, an ERA of 1.67, and 121 2/3. She's allowed 95 hits, walked 25, struck out 125. So location a key for just the 25 walks, so good control, and she'll need it here. First pitch in there for a strike to Veronica Garza.
Absolutely. It's going to be a challenge, but that ERA absolutely speaks to her ability to pinpoint locations, and so if she hits those locations today and uses that defense, I think she's going to be happy with the outcome, especially with the bats of Palomar and the strength.
Garza lifts one to shallow center, and a diving catch from Crawford.
Absolutely. You can tell the air is changing out here a little bit. Balls are hanging up there, and you can see that center fielder hustling in, laying out at that last moment, and coming up with a big second out of the inning.
I'll tell you, Crawford can go get it in center field. I've been impressed with the defense across the board from all the teams here. But Crawford flashes some major range, and as you alluded to in the previous broadcast, it does so much for you when you're in the circle, too, when you can feel like the fielders are going to go get everything.
Absolutely. Our pitching coach at PCC always says if a ball goes up, it better be caught.
Rise ball outside from Aguilar to Kaylee Williamson. Williamson came in batting .418, no home runs, 25 runs batted in.
I'm really excited to watch this game with Fullerton. We didn't get to play them in the regular season, so the first time I got to see them compete was yesterday against, was it San Mateo?
No, it was
No.
Yes, I believe it was San Mateo.
Yes,
it was San.
Going through my brain. I
right.
Can't remember.
It was San Mateo.
I know it was a good one. That's for sure. But yes, San Mateo, and it was back and forth, and it was really, really exciting to see. So I'm fired up to watch this game again.
Line drive right field, but it will hang up for Wachholz, who has it to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 1. Palomar with the 1-0 lead in the 3C2A softball championship, day 2. Here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Hewen, Penrod, and Crawford due up in the top of the second against Lulu Vasquez, who was touched for the home run in the top of the first off the bat of Sarah Fisher to give the Comets this 1-0 lead. Start to set the defense for you for Fullerton. Desiree Guzman in left, Kaylee Williamson in center, Annabelle Mendez in right field. First pitch to Hewen off the outside corner for ball one.
Let's talk about the athletic ability of Hewen a little bit. She pitches last game and hits for herself, and now this game she's starting at shortstop. I mean, you don't see that often. Just goes to show you what a all-around athlete Hewen is. And they're almost trying to drop a bunt. Just really impressive.
It's a bat you got to keep in the lineup. Rengifo at third. Sabrina Anguiano at shortstop. Jocelyn Alcala, the second baseman. Chloe Lilavois at first base. And the battery, Veronica Garza behind the plate. And Lulu Vasquez in the circle. Here's the pitch. Driven to center field. On the run, it's Williamson. Tracking it down for out number one.
Williamson does a good job of reading this ball here. Line drives right at you are really tough to do. In the outfield, they just tend to carry. She does a great job with that drop step and catches it right over her glove side. Really nice play for the first out.
You can't hit it a whole lot harder than Hewen just did, but she's got nothing to show for it, and Penrod will step in against Vasquez.
You bring up a great point there. We've had so many great barrels that result in outs. Just shows you how good the defense is here and how hard those hits are to get.
Curveball misses outside for Vasquez. In a tournament format like this, the double elimination over 3 or 4 days favors the pitcher the longer it goes on, or the hitter?
You know, I think that it's going to favor the hitters. I do, especially with the teams that have to come up through the losers bracket. Now, if you're Mount Sac and you're San Mateo, your pitchers are definitely favored right now because they've thrown 2 games. They get to rest. They're used to that all season. But as these teams are getting eliminated or dropping down into the losers bracket and fighting for that game to not be eliminated, it's going to start to favor the hitters.
A ball and 2 strikes now on Penrod.
Already this game we've seen more hard hit balls than we saw the last game, and this is the same Palomar team facing a very good pitcher in Vasquez. So Vasquez, I actually don't know. Do you know if she threw that earlier game today, if she got any innings? Or
no, it was Jessica Lopez went the route in the 6-3 win.
Okay, so we are seeing a fresh Vasquez right now. But Palomar again, you know, having to see Wheeler right before this of Mount Sac coming up, able to make adjustments quicker against Vasquez.
Penrod 350 on the season. Chopper to third. Rengifo across to retire Penrod. 2 down. And McKenna Crawford coming to the plate.
Crawford playing a nice center field for Palomar, wanting to help her team out get on base and showcase more of that speed around the bases.
Crawford comes in batting .220. No home runs, 7 runs batted in. Just 41 at-bats in the regular season, and a player that seems to be garnering more playing time, especially here at the State 8, but with the glove work in center field, it's obviously working for the Comets.
Absolutely.
Takes the first pitch, a curveball outside. Off the end of the bat, and a little pop taken by Lilavois to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Vasquez settles down nicely. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Palomar with the 1-0 lead here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Lulu Vasquez, the pitcher, will lead things off against Kat Aguilar, who had a 1-2-3 bottom of the first for Palomar.
We finished out the top of the second talking about the athleticism of Hewen, and now we got Vasquez, who starting pitcher for Fullerton, hitting in the 4 spot. Just goes to show how much our game has evolved and how that pure athlete's just coming all the way around.
Yeah, Vasquez, the DP when not pitching, and always in the heart of that order.
I actually didn't. I knew she pitched. I knew it was the kid who was the DP. I just didn't put it together until I got to watch him yesterday, and it was impressive.
High pop on the right side, and Wachholtz moves in to take care of that one. 4 straight flyouts to start this one, so Aguilar working up in the zone but getting away with it so far.
Yeah, you know, she is working up in the zone. I think I'm sure as she goes on, her adrenaline's up. She's probably throwing a little release point a little later than she'd like, but she's doing a good job not plating it. It's up in the zone, but it's on those corners, so she's getting away with some things, and I think as the game progresses, we're going to see her get lower in the zone and maybe be a little more effective.
Chloe Lillevoix up next. The ball and no strikes on Lillevoix. Came into the weekend batting .432 for the season. Aguilar kicks and delivers. Breaking ball. Lillevoix waves at that one.
I'm amazed to see how many of these hitters are hitting above 400, especially in such tough conferences. Fullerton in the Orange Empire, and a kid hitting over 400 really must be seeing the ball well. That's really fun to watch, and I'm excited to see these hitters come up and compete.
Rise ball high, 2 balls and a strike. You look at the numbers of Lillevoix, it's the .432 average and 139 at-bats coming into the weekend. How about this? 2 strikeouts in that time as well. And this is a 5th hitter, coming up there taking some hacks, a run producer for this team, and still the kind of bat control to put the barrel on it. And does so again with a single up the middle. So Lillevoix with the first hit of the game for Fullerton.
Well, she didn't make a liar out of you, that's for sure. 2 strikeouts only. What a tough out. She definitely makes you work, and showing there that she's able to muscle a ball into center field.
And that'll bring up the third baseman, Sarah Rengifo, who came in batting .342. Now home runs, 18 runs batted in, and she'll dig in from the left side against Aguilar.
Palomar's defense going to shift a little bit. Left field going over towards the line. Center field shading a little bit towards left. Oh, wow.
What a catch by Fisher. Snap throw over to first. Got her for the double play.
That kid is ridiculous. Fisher.
Gonna let you look at the replay here.
Right as I'm talking about the shift of everybody, Fisher just snags this ball. Doesn't even hesitate after she gets it and fires over to first for the double play. What a play from the former player of the year last year, Sarah Fisher.
I'll tell you, what makes that play so special is that's not even what would be impressive anyway, the sort of self-defense ball hit right at you. She had to dart to her left.
Absolutely.
In order to make that catch and double off Lillevoix to end the inning. Through 2, 1-0 Palomar. It's the 2019 CCCAA Softball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Jillian Zamora will lead things off for Palomar here in the top of the third. The Comets on top 1-0. After Zamora will be the top of the order, Pignon and Wachholz.
Zamora acting as that second leadoff right here. If she can get on and roll to the top of that lineup, we got some speed on with the leadoff right after her. This is a good spot for Palomar right now and a big out for Vasquez.
Zamora came into action batting .302. Running start and lines this one into right for a base hit.
I thought Zamora had some good at-bats last game. She got fooled a little bit on the changeup, but I thought that we would see a little bit of line drive shots from her to that side. She was barreling up. She was just a little early against the changeup against Wheeler. On that one, she settled in and drove that ball through the 3-4 hole. Palomar's in business with a runner on first, no outs.
Pignon struck out, leading off the game against Vasquez. Squares to bunt, takes the pitch down the middle for a strike. That looked like a pretty good one to possibly get down for Pignon, but takes it for a strike.
Yeah, you can tell Pignon at this point isn't necessarily doing sacrifice, or wasn't at least on the first pitch. She may now. Showed bunt, slap, bunt, so we'll see if we go straight sacrifice here, and we do.
Gets this one down on the right side. Vasquez will barehand and go to first.
Vasquez, nice recovery there. She actually broke towards third a little bit. It looked like that pitch was on the outside corner, and then Pignon used that bat angle to drive it down, or to bunt it down first base. Vasquez had to adjust. Did a good job getting that out at first.
It's always so impressive to me watching players in that kind of situation to remember not to panic. That's really where the error comes, but just you've got a little time. You have to what's the John Wooden line? Hurry up, but don't rush.
Right,
and
exactly. That's it.
You know, and you can act with purpose, but still be under control, and that's so key in situations like that where you need to execute in a quick time frame.
Right, especially with Pignon on the left side. You know, that bunt, she's closer to first base. She's got speed, so Vasquez knew she had to hurry. She did a good job.
Wachholz, the hitter. Breaking ball in there for a strike quickly. No balls and 2 strikes now on Megan Wachholz.
We've seen great base running from Palomar today. I expect nothing less with Zamora on second, so we'll see if Wachholz can do something with her, get her around.
Here's the 0-2 from Vasquez. Tries the curveball, just missed.
Vasquez wanted that pitch. You could see her point right to the catcher, asking or appreciating the frame. Also a little frustrated she didn't get it. Good pitch, but I thought the umpire had that right. I thought that was a ball.
Tries the inside corner. Got her this time. Called strike 3. And this is where one hitter can sometimes really start to affect the game in a very dramatic way, because you got Fisher on deck, and all of a sudden Wachholz becomes such a critical hitter. You don't want 2 on with Fisher coming to the plate, so you got to go right after her. And they are going to go ahead and walk Sarah Fisher with 2 down and first base empty, and take their chances with Samantha Renteria.
I mean, we've seen a total of 3 intentional walks this whole series, I think.
Yeah.
All 3 to Sarah Fisher, huh?
I was at a Cubs game years ago, grew up in Chicago, and Andre Dawson was on the Cubs.
Okay.
And I was at a game where they intentionally walked him 5 times to get to the next to then get to the next guy in the lineup, who's sadly I remember was Lloyd McClendon. This one gets away, and the runner does advance. So Zamora will take third on the wild pitch. Fisher heads down to first, so it's runners at the corners with 2 down. But I only bring that up as it just sort of pops into my head as I think about this, but you wonder if this tournament goes on, are we going to see the Andre Dawson treatment here? Might we see 5 intentional walks before it's all said and done with Fisher?
Sarah Fisher, the kid with bases loaded, if you're up by enough, do you walk a run in? I don't know. She might be. We're in a first and third situation here. We'll see if Palomar puts Fisher on the run.
And Renteria did have a base hit her first time up, that one on the outside corner for a strike.
Fisher's got some speed at first base. We'll see if Coach Kraft pushes it or if she's going to let Renteria try and get the RBI situation here.
Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner again. This is a big at bat for Vasquez, and those were two very good pitches to start against Renteria. She's ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes.
Absolutely. That pass ball that goes moving that runner to third really changes things, but Vasquez gets big and goes right back at her.
Trying to work the outside corner with that pitch moving away from Renteria, but Renteria lays off.
This is a good time to go here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Fisher take off for second.
Renteria up over 440 on the regular season. Pitch high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield playing Renteria straight away, and they're back a couple of steps. Can't get that outside corner call from home plate umpire Guillermo Villanueva. Paul Marines at first base, Justin Allen, the third base umpire.
That's got to be frustrating for Vasquez right there. She had the kid 0-2, and now she's 3-2. That means Fisher will be taking off on the pitch.
Here is the payoff. On the ground, right side, Alcala. To her left, goes to first, retires the side. The Comets threaten, but come up empty. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Heading to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Palomar. The 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Guzman and Alcala, the bottom of the order, as Aguilar has faced the minimum through 2 innings, and I have the pitch count at 10. And so she has been economical.
You just asked me that, and you said, is that possible? I said, I guess
I think I've been tracking it, and I think I got done. A lot of swinging early in the count. And Aguilar goes to work, slow change of beauty in there for a strike. Well, one thing I think that we have seen this weekend pretty steadily, and that is adjustments as games have gone on. So the Hornets through 2.5 here, still trailing 1-0, and we'll see if maybe they start to try and take some deeper counts.
Yeah,
see what they can get done in that situation.
Aguilar's doing a good job with the first pitch strike. If she's not throwing first pitch strike, she's coming right back with the next one. She has been able to work up and out of the zone because she is getting ahead of batters. And when you're able to do that, when you're ahead and you can work different planes, you're going to see yourself having some success.
1 ball, 1 strike the count on Mendez. Mendez, the home run leader for the Hornets on the season. Drop ball outside, 2 balls and a strike.
I know Mendez has some power. I was hoping to see it a little bit yesterday, and I haven't yet. I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I'm sure I'll see some at some point in this game.
Well, Aguilar tends to work around the plate. 3 balls and a strike for Mendez, who's had a quiet weekend so far. She's 2 for 8, a couple of singles in the victory against Cyprus earlier today. But the wind blowing out, not a gale, but it is moving out. Mendez works the walk.
you know, Mendez is obviously known for her power, but a leadoff walk in the third inning when that pitcher, like you said, had only thrown 10 pitches, that's a great at bat there. I'm wondering if we'll see a pinch runner. We may not until she gets to second base scoring position. If they do bunt here, Fullerton bunts, maybe look for Palomar to get that lead out at second base.
Desiree Guzman, the batter, comes in batting .305. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. Squares the bunt in the air, easy play for Cates. Mendez does a good job getting back.
That's a missed opportunity for Fullerton right there, especially the bottom half of the lineup. You need to get that bunt down. And you know, that's one thing that I will say over the course of this tournament, I haven't seen a ton of great bunts. And those teams that are getting the sacrifice bunts down have been reaping the rewards from it. And popping that bunt up, it's just an at-bat that kind of passes you by. And now we have Mendez on first base.
Jocelyn Alcala coming to the plate.
Right, and instead of her being on second and having an opportunity to see your leadoff up there, now she's at first, and that double play is still a possibility.
Alcala stands in. Aguilar ready. Here's the pitch. Curveball up high. Ball and no strikes on to Alcala.
Mendez doing a good job taking an aggressive leadoff at first base. She's definitely not going to get cheated, so Palomar's going to have to stay down and make a routine play here.
And Alcala comes in batting .252 for the year. 1-0 pitch. High fly ball, center field in front of the track. It's Crawford there for the out.
Crawford's first step on her drop step is really impressive. She was pretty in playing that 9-hitter. That ball got sky high, and she took hard 4 steps back, got her body right underneath that pop fly.
And that'll bring up Anguiano. She flew out to center her first time up, gave it a ride. Anguiano on the weekend, now 3 for 8, up over 400 on the season. Check swing, and she just got a piece.
Palomar already doing a great job. Aguilar doing a good job. A leadoff walk usually, I mean, in the sport of softball and baseball, leadoff walks score. And that leadoff walk is still on first base. So kudos to Aguilar doing a good job getting those next 2 hitters out.
Here's the 0-1 to Anguiano, fouled away, and she's in a hole now, 0-2. Anguiano coming into the weekend with an average at 400, 4 home runs, 25 runs batted in, and she's kept it going here in the State 8. Mendez at first with 2 down. Fights that one off.
Fullerton not being able to move the runner to 2 really releases the outfield as well. If that runner's on second, that outfield has to be in more because they have to be able to throw that kid out at home if she goes. But now with her at first, Palomar can release their outfield a little bit and really take away any doubles.
Blooper into right. That's a base hit. Mendez rounding second. She'll head for third and get there safely. Runners at the corners after the base hit for Anguiano.
And see, that's kind of my point. If we get that bunt down there, that scores a run and probably goes to the fence because Palomar's in a little bit. But because they don't get that bunt down, they're able to cut that ball off, throw it into second, and keep her at first base. Hopefully, Garza comes through here, but if not, a big missed opportunity for Fullerton.
Garza's 1 for 7 on the weekend so far, but had an average of 432 during the regular season. So this is arguably the hitter that you want up there. I think Garza, Lillibois, the way she's swinging the bat lately, really leading this Fullerton offense. But Garza's had an outstanding year, and she's got a big chance here with runners at the corners and 2 down.
Absolutely. Your 1, 2, 3 hitters are your RBI producers, and Fullerton, this is a kid they definitely want up to bat right now.
Such an important start for Aguilar. Obviously, both teams down to their final loss of the year with losses in this tournament so far, but if you can get 7 innings out of Aguilar and a win here, or 7 innings out of Vasquez and a win here, it resets your pitching staff moving forward to tomorrow. A swing and a miss for Garza. You just had Hugh and go, but if you could keep her out of the circle in this game.
Jeff, absolutely. I mean, that is such a key point. If they can get through this with Aguilar and reset, I think Palomar has a great opportunity to go deep, and both with Fullerton as well. I mean, the pitcher earlier, what was it? Was a tree? Lopez. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Lopez earlier clearly beat a very good Cypress team. So either team who's able to keep their pitcher in longer is going to be in a nice spot.
It's so tough when you see teams that come here with one especially dominant pitcher for the entire year. To win in this format, you better stay in the winner's bracket because it's so hard to start going multiple games with the same pitcher day after day.
Absolutely. That's what we talked about with San Mateo and Mount Sac, right? They threw their aces 2 days in a row. They're sitting pretty right now because they get to rest. So these teams right here are throwing 2 other pitchers. It's nice that they have a staff that they can go to, but absolutely they want them to go deep.
Line drive, base hit, tie game. The throw to get Anguiano at third, and they get her, but the base hit for Garza ties it up at 1, heading into the 4th inning.
What a heads-up play by that right fielder. Absolutely huge RBI here, but to get that secondary play and get the final out, big time, keeps the score tied.
Brand new ball game as we head to the 4th, tied at 1. It's the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tied at 1, heading to the top of the 4th. Coming back, it'll be Cates, Hewen, and Penrod for the Comets. RBI single from Garza. Anguiano thrown out at third to end the inning, but not before the Hornets tied up.
Like I said, that was a big play by Palomar to get that out at third. Could have been a situation where you have runners on first and second and momentum is swinging, but Palomar puts a stop to that, but not before Fullerton gets up. Can't help but think back on that bunt, and if that had gone down, if 2 runs would have scored there, either way Fullerton comes through when necessary.
Base hit to start it off for Cates. This one going to roll all the way to the wall. Cates slides into second with a leadoff double. Well, I think the other point is that one of the themes that we've been talking about this weekend is base running playing a role once again. You take yourself out of a potential continuation of that rally.
Absolutely. I probably sound like a broken record, but base running is just one of my all-time favorite things. Even those tight turns, coming in hard, that's a close play there. But she knows right out the gate. She sees that ball go over the shortstop's head. She takes that tight turn, and she goes in sliding at second. Now they have a runner at 2. We'll see here if Coach Kraft bunts to move her to third, but either way, runner in scoring position.
Hewen 5 for 8 on the weekend so far. Pinch runner for Palomar comes in. It's Katie Bonanno. So Bonanno at second. And this is a tough situation here for a coach. Do you want to take the ball out of the bat out of Hewen's hands? 5 for 9. as she flied to center earlier. But obviously, one run could be so critical out in front of home plate, and it's called a foul ball. A delayed call behind the plate by Villanueva.
Yeah, that ball.
Guillermo Villanueva.
That ball had a little spin on it, so it looked like it could have stayed fair, but it did spin out. And he can't call that foul until the catcher touches it, because if it continues spinning and spins back into fair territory, it will be a live ball. So umpire did that right, waited for that ball to continue off, and once that catcher touched it, called it out.
Nice job by Guillermo Villanueva, calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. No balls and one strike, the count on Hewen. Gets this one down on the left side quickly. On it, Rengifo will go to first to get Hewen, but a successful sacrifice moves Bonanno to third with the potential go-ahead run.
You know, I hope they prove me right here. I said the teams that are successfully getting the sacrifice bunts down are reaping the benefits. I think that was a great call by Coach Kraft. Now here we have so many opportunities to score that run from third. Base hit, ground ball to the right side, sac fly. There's a lot of ways to score a speedy pinch runner there. And let's see if Palomar can come through.
Penrod's 3 for 9 on the weekend so far. They're back up the middle, so the Hornets, it would seem, willing to concede the run for the out at this point in the fourth inning.
Yeah,
First pitch fouled off.
It is possible. I see the corners are up a little bit, and the middles are playing back just a little bit more. Middles may have a little bit of a stronger arm, trying to keep their range. Those corners up, I do think that they'll go home for it. If it's there, that shortstop's up the line a little bit.
Yeah, more than halfway now.
Yeah.
Seeming to creep in. Big swing and a miss from Penrod on the curveball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. And Lulu Vasquez, boy, strikeout would hit the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. You're feeling good right now if you're Vasquez. Penrod swung at 2 balls out of the zone. We'll see if she can come up big here.
Lifted to right and deep. Back is Mendez. It's off the wall. This will give the Comets the lead. It's an RBI double for Penrod.
Penrod coming up big. I was surprised to see Vasquez go back to that outside pitch. She stayed primarily on that outside corner, and I think Penrod knew that's where she wanted it. Like I said, she's looking for a sac fly or a ball to the right side, so that outside half is what she's trying to cover. Comes up huge. Didn't need the pinch runner. She was going to score anyways, but great job by Penrod with some clutch hitting.
And you see Bonanno coming home with the second run, and the Comets out in front 2-1. And McKenna Crawford will be the batter. Penrod at second with 1 out. We'll have a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Taylor Riley, pinch hitting for Crawford. And I got to believe we'll see Riley at the plate here, but I'll be stupefied if Crawford's not back out in the field in center field.
No, absolutely. This is just a situational change here. Coach Kraft wanting to get a pinch hitter in. I absolutely agree with you. If we see Riley on, I think Crawford's going right back in this ballgame.
Riley takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Vasquez, roped but fouled.
That's a great swing by a kid coming off the bench. Hasn't got to see Vasquez yet. Finds a pitch to drive and does a good job lasering that ball down the line. She's got to be aware here for Vasquez. She may see a change of speeds. Let's see if we can get Riley off balance.
Riley with her second at bat of the weekend, lined out in the victory over San Jose last night. Takes a pitch for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Jillian Zamora waiting on deck. Lulu Vasquez trying to work out of a mini jam here with a runner at second and 1 down.
Vasquez has been making some good pitches, but has given up 2 doubles in this inning. Just needs to tighten up a little bit. She is challenging those Palomar hitters on the inside. I'd like to see her go a little more there, even if they're fouling them off, still trying to get ahead and get some of those strikes.
Under the heading that it's possible that you can't really make a mistake to Sarah Fisher, maybe the first mistake. Meanwhile, Anguiano having some struggles with that bouncing ball.
Right.
And Riley going to be safe, reach on an error to put runners at the corner, still with only 1 out. But Vasquez, the 1 run had been on the home run by Fisher, and who knows at this point the way Fisher's swinging the bat if there's anything you can do. But now here the double to Cates, and then the ball out over the plate with 2 strikes to Penrod. And Vasquez has been a little bit looser here in the 4th inning, and the Comets have been able to capitalize.
Yeah, like you said, at that point, Vasquez does everything she's supposed to do. like I said, gave up 2 doubles, but then comes right there and gets a clutch ground ball. Anguiano makes an error behind her. I know she's wishing she could have an opportunity back at that one. Now we got runners on first and second with 1 out.
And Zamora is singled back in third.
As you said, we re-entered Crawford, so she's back at first base for Riley. Riley does her job. Not a base hit, not anything super, fireworks, but absolutely gets the ball in play, forces Fullerton to make a play, and they're not able to come up with it.
Yeah, if you keep on hitting the ball in play, some good things can happen.
Absolutely, especially with the team with speed. I tell my team that all the time. Put the ball in play, run, run, run.
1 ball and no strikes on Zamora. Takes another pitch low. 2-0.
Zamora did a great job her last at bat, crushing that ball through the 3-4 hole.
On the outside corner. Vasquez trying to work back into the count. It's now 2-1.
I think if Vasquez is going to go on that inside half, she's got to go right at Zamora's hands, try and jam her a little bit, stay off the white of that plate.
Back to the outside corner, evened up 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a great pitch right there. I think it would be great for Vasquez right now to throw a changeup. We've seen Zamora swing through a couple from Wheeler. I don't think it would be a bad choice. We'll see where she goes.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Tried the fastball outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Zamora. Zamora quietly putting together a solid weekend at the plate. Now 4 hits and 8 at-bats on the weekend.
Yeah, she's doing a great job turning that lineup over.
Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. Zamora down on strikes for out number 2.
What a great job by Vasquez. Stays on that outside corner, moving in and out. That one has a little bit of a drop spin on it. She does a great job. Catches Zamora sleeping.
I'll tell you, that pitch may look maybe a little low, but Vasquez nailed the glove. And when you nail the target, sometimes you get that call.
She sure did. Like we talked about earlier, that quiet catcher, a little less movement in the body. Catcher kept her body centered up with it. Did a great job framing for Vasquez right there.
1 ball, no strikes on Pignon. Struck out in the first. Successful sacrifice in the third. Fouled away. Pignon now 4 for 10 in the tournament so far.
I don't expect that we'll see slapping from Pignon here. She may try and bunt, but I'm thinking we're going to see more of swinging away. With the runner on second, that slap will be an easy out at third, so she's trying to drive a ball through the infield here.
Swings and fouls that one away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vasquez just trying to get out of the fourth here, minimize the damage. The Comets have taken the lead once again. An RBI double from Riley Penrod earlier in the inning. Here is the 1-2. Has to come inside and just missed.
I love that pitch by Vasquez right there. I was thinking she's staying too much on that outside corner, going to let these hitters get comfortable, and right there she comes with that inside. Gosh, looking at that replay, I think that strike 3 may have even crossed up and confused the umpire for a second, but I thought that was a great pitch.
Drop ball a little low, and the count goes full.
Palomar's runners are going to be on the move. We've seen plenty of time, their speed and their base running abilities. This is a big pitch here right now for Fullerton.
Penrod at second, Crawford at first. And the payoff pitch to Pignon. Gets the outside corner, back-to-back strikeouts for Vasquez to get out of the inning, but the Comets take the lead, 1 run, 2 hits. 1 error, 2 left on base, heading for the bottom of the 4th. Palomar back out in front, 2-1. It's day 2 of the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. part of the order due up for Fullerton. In the bottom of the fourth inning, they now trail it 2-1. It'll be Williamson, Vasquez, and Lillavois against Kat Aguilar. Back out in front, 2-1.
Fullerton's got to be feeling good right now. Having the 9-hitter and the 1-hitter both strike out looking. That's a big momentum shift. I know they gave up the run, but if you're Fullerton right now, you're working hard to get this leadoff on and reward that performance of Vasquez.
Yeah, sometimes one run looks great when it could have been more.
Absolutely.
To be sure.
Giving up 2 doubles in an inning, you expect that to be bigger, and Vasquez comes right back and shuts him down.
Change up inside, 2 balls, no strikes on Williamson, who flied to right her first time up. She's now 2 for 8 on the weekend. Aguilar into the 1. Change in for a strike.
Aguilar hit a lot of that plate right there, but that change of speed.
There's Speedy Mendoza down at third base.
I have a pretty cool story about Speedy. She actually is one of the reasons I got into college coaching. After I graduated from Cal State Fullerton, I went and worked at UCLA camp, and she was one of the coaches that was working there. We got paired up together. We were working a clinic, and she said, "Have you thought about getting into coaching?" And I hadn't really, and about a month later, UC Riverside opened, and Speedy called that coach and said, "I know where you should go." And from there, I just got right into it. So Speedy's got a special place in my heart.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Absolutely.
Slow roller up the middle. Hewen, strong throw in time to get Williamson.
That's a big deal. She had 2 balls on that batter and came all the way back to get that out. That's a nice job by Aguilar.
Hewen needed every bit of the strong arm to get Williamson by about a step. That'll bring up Lulu Vasquez. Flied to right her first time up. Aguilar kicks and delivers. Ball high.
We've seen pitchers all over this day helping themselves out. I'm sure Vasquez is no exception right now. She's wanting to come up, do something big for her team, help herself out in the circle. So hopefully a quality at bat from Vasquez right here.
She fits in the middle of the order quite nicely with a regular season average of 367, 5 home runs, 35 runs batted in. So this is no pitcher that occasionally appears in the lineup.
Right, not too shabby, not too shabby, Vasquez.
This is your cleanup hitter. A ball and a strike the count on Vasquez. Here's the pitch from Aguilar. Sky high to left. Piñon on the track in front of the wall and has it.
There's some of that power we talked about with Vasquez. She just misses this. This pitch is up in the zone just a bit. She hits the bottom half of that ball. If she squares that up, I think Sac City out there at the cages have to have a heads up out after that swing.
I got to go back to my guy Hawk Harrelson. Oh, Lulu just missed it.
Yeah.
Gets it to the track, but not out. 2 down, bases empty, and that'll bring up Lillavois, who's having a monster tournament so far that includes a home run in the win, or I should say the loss yesterday to San Mateo. Straight change in there for a strike.
Great pitch by Aguilar, especially after Vasquez barrels that ball up to come right back with a first pitch change against a hot hitting kid right here. That's a great job.
Lillavois now 5 for 9 with a base hit earlier in this game for the tournament. Back to the screen. Chloe Lillavois in a hole now, no balls and 2 strikes.
That's it, Lillavois. I was going to struggle with that one. Sounds like, I don't know, something you need with a nice bottle of Chianti, but Lillavois, got it.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So I'm going to go with that.
We'll go with it. I like it.
Here's the 0-2. Curveball outside.
Aguilar doing a good job. You know, sometimes she's missing middle, but a lot of times she's really doing a good job working on those corners, changing up speeds. She's going to continue to pound that zone, use her defense.
Aguilar's pitch. And Lillavois able to just get a piece to keep that one alive. look at Chloe Lillebois, first baseman for the Hornets. The pitch from Aguilar, high and away. It's so tough working against hitters that are in a zone, because not only are they swinging the bat well, but so much of that seems to come from the fact that you just can't seem to get them to chase a bad pitch. When they're locked in, you just have to make such perfect pitches.
Absolutely. They're putting swings, and even the foul balls that they have, they're just either missing straight back or they're barreling them up. That ball looks like a beach ball to that kid right now, and she can just see it, tracking it from the hip, and makes it a tough out.
There's a couple of pitches right there that maybe if you're struggling, you offer it, you start swinging the pitches out of the zone, but when you're dialed in, you're just waiting for your pitch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This kid's a tough out, and she's definitely making Aguilar work.
Here's the payoff pitch from Aguilar. In on the hands, but Lillebois fights it off.
Lillebois is doing a great job covering the barrel or the wide of that plate, and even a little bit off. She knows that pitch is breaking late. She's going to get a bat on it. Doesn't do anything to change the count. She's still there with 3-2, looking for a pitch to drive.
Coming up, it'll be Sac City and San Joaquin Delta, our final game of the day. We hope. Up the right field line and a base hit for Lillebois. She'll hold up at first as Waholtz gets it back in. Lillebois, 6 hits on the weekend. Well, if they keep on walking Sarah Fisher, Lillebois might take the lead for most hits.
Right, absolutely.
On the weekend. Now 6 for 10, continues to swing a hot bat as she gets it by Penrod down the first base line.
You could tell that 2-strike approach there. She shortened up. She didn't try to do too much with it. Aguilar had been working her on the outside half of that plate. She just hit that ball exactly where it was pitched. Outside, drove it down the right field line. I think first base probably had an opportunity to get a glove on it, but either way, Lillebois on first with a 2-out single.
And here's Rengifo, who was robbed of a base hit by Fisher at third base on a terrific catch of a line drive up the line. Change misses, ball 1 to Rengifo. Lined into a double play to end the second. The 1-0, Rengifo takes that one on the outside corner.
Yeah.
Late call from Villanueva, but the tailing action on that one, that ball ends up well outside.
Yeah. You can hear the fans aren't happy with that one. They wanted that one to be a ball. Didn't get it. 1-1 count.
Working it back inside, chop foul up the first base line. A ball and 2 strikes. The count now on Sarah Rengifo. She's now 3 for 7 for the tournament.
Nice to see Aguilar challenge that left-handed hitter on the inside half. You can't stay on that outside corner the whole time and let those lefties get extended. It's really nice to see her mixing both sides.
Here is the 1-2. Got her, called strike 3. Aguilar gets the punch out to end the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Watch, the strikeout gets the outside corner to end the fourth. Palomar on top 2-1. It's the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Waholtz, Fisher, and Renteria due up for Palomar here in the 5th as they lead it 2-1. Vasquez ready. Here's the pitch to Warhols. Curveball just outside, a ball and no strikes. And if your Warhols been hitting the ball so well all season long, and now you got Sarah Fisher, caution flammable behind you right now, and you got to think you're going to see some pitches to hit.
Choke.
Warhols 2 for 8 on the weekend. Hits in each of the first 2 games.
Absolutely. If you're Warhols, you're doing everything you can to work to get that leadoff single. Make Fullerton make that decision if they want to face Fisher or put her on again.
High chopper to short. Anguiano on the hop. Over to first and retires Warhols to start the 5th.
Anguiano does a nice job with this bouncing ball. Kind of takes a last hop right up towards her. Does a good job staying with it, gloving that ball and firing over to first base.
Here is Fisher.
Well, we're pretty sure they're not going to walk her to put her on with nobody on, but they definitely are still having a meeting about her.
I'll tell you, what is the more memorable statistic for this weekend? Fisher, 6 for 7 at the plate, or Fisher intentionally walked 3 times on the weekend already. Those are the only 3.
And honestly, Jeff, I don't know if we're done seeing her being intentionally walked. I mean, we're in the 5th inning right now, so it depends. She could come back up in the 7th. Clearly, they're having a meeting about her right now. I guarantee this conversation with pitching coach is we're not going to walk her, but we're going to be pretty careful with her. Something along the lines of, let's jam her in. I'd rather you hit her before she hits one out.
Yeah, the home run. I know one of them was out to right center. I can't remember. I think the other one might have been to left center.
Yep, I think it was. And then I think
So
last night she hit one dead center. So
yeah, power to both alleys.
Oh, man.
This is unbelievable. Base is empty, and they're just going to go ahead and intentionally walk Sarah Fisher.
Oh, Palomar fans are not happy. Think about the respect that this is right here. This is Fullerton saying, we are fine putting you on first base. We will take a base runner to face the next hitters behind you rather than letting you try and put one out.
Well, if the expected result is that first base or more, this becomes, from a mathematical standpoint, the right play. But I think it's a nod toward the fact also of the way the ball is carrying, because I think you only contemplate something like this if you deem that the long ball is a real possibility.
Absolutely.
And the way the ball is carrying today.
I understand it. I don't know if necessarily I agree with it. I think that you can try and challenge Fisher by pitching around her instead of that intentional walk, see if she can get herself out. I mean, remember, at the end of the day, it still is an average. She's failing 60% of the time.
Yep.
So.
And oftentimes in this situation, what you see is, hey, make a couple of pitches well outside, see if she chases one early. Maybe if you're down 2-0, as this one is poked foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Maybe you get lucky and she offers it a pitch that she shouldn't early. You get down 2-0, maybe now you do a couple of pitch outs rather than feel like you have to come in with a strike.
Right.
But right off the bat, they go to the free pass for Fisher. And that is a memorable moment here when not much happened. But boy, you might not see that again anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the kid's on-base percentage has got to be through the roof right now.
Yeah, if you factor those in, 11 trips to the plate 10 times. Made first base. And the only out was a fly ball to center, and I don't have in the notes here the specifics of the out, but now I'm willing to believe that she hit it pretty hard. Bouncing ball up the middle, a base hit for Renteria. And certainly this is one of the questionable parts of the decision to put Fisher on as Renteria comes through. Now all of a sudden you go from 1 out, base is empty, you take your chances with Fisher. You got 2 on, still only 1 out, and you're in a jam.
Right. With that decision, Fullerton is allowing more batters to come up to the plate. Obviously, complete respect for Fisher, but now you have a runner in scoring position with only 1 out.
And here is Kendall Cates, who doubled her last time up. Vasquez ready. Just outside for ball 1.
I think that walk to Fisher also sends a message. I mean, if she comes up in the 7th and then you decide to throw to her, what's your pitcher's psyche at that point when we've intentionally walked her with nobody on? So interesting to see how this is going to unfold.
Maybe they're trying to get a little rust to set in. They figure if she doesn't see any pitches to hit for a while,
right, exactly.
she'll fall out of the zone.
If she doesn't get to swing the bat at all, maybe she'll go cold.
Hasn't had any swings for a while. Timing gets off. A ball and a strike. They count on Cates. Curveball outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Starting to get a little cooler here. We're hoping that rain stays away, but
not entirely unwelcome, and right now it doesn't look too threatening, but the forecast is in, and we've still got a game and a half to go.
Yes, we do.
3 balls and a strike. Of course, that's not even dealing with tomorrow, where I believe still rain in the forecast. I don't know what the
it shows a little rain in the morning. We're hoping that it'll be done by 9 or 10, which is going to be perfect. Our first game of the day. I think as well after that 11 or 12.
I think it's at noon on day 3. Lined into left and in for a base hit. Fisher needs to let that one land, so she ends up at 3rd. The bases are now loaded, still only 1 out, and this all started with the strategic decision to take the bat out of Fisher's hands with the bases empty. And now Renteria and Cates have stepped up and done their job with back-to-back base hits. And Palomar with a chance now to create a little cushion here.
I'm not going to be surprised if we see a pitching change here.
Lopez went 7 innings earlier today, but this is something of an MO on the season. Many games, both Vasquez and Lopez will make an appearance.
It does look like Coach Speedy is going to the bullpen now.
And this will be just a position change, so Vasquez will stay in the lineup now as the DP moving forward with Lopez as the flex. And here comes Lopez, and what a spot she comes into with the bases loaded, 1 down, trying to keep the Hornets within 1 run.
Yeah, from what I've seen from Lopez, she does a really good job, mentally tough, and really wants that ball in the circle. So hopefully she can come up and get a couple of ground balls here.
We'll come back with news on the new pitcher, Jessica Lopez, when we return. Jessica Lopez, the new pitcher. The win earlier today against Cyprus moved her record on the season to 20-6. She comes in here with the bases loaded to work to Allie Hewen. And Fisher is the hottest bat in the lineup. Hewen is certainly the second hottest.
Lopez has got to come in thinking just about Hewen, just going after this hitter. She goes in there thinking about these runners on. She's going to put herself in a hole. She's got to go right at this batter and attack.
Straight change and a big swing from Hewen comes up empty. A ball and a strike. Hewen 5 for 9 in the tournament so far.
You could tell Hewen was trying to do some damage with that swing right there. She wanted to put a hurt on that ball and swinging hard.
Thinking if I could make this 6-1, we could probably finish this out.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-1. Working inside and gets the corner. A ball and 2 strikes for Hewen, and with the bases loaded and 1 out here in a 1-run game.
Great pitch by Lopez right there. Really challenging Hewen. She wants to stay around that zone, but still she's in control here, so don't give Hewen anything too great to hit.
Lopez is a strikeout pitcher, 213 strikeouts on the season in 148 innings coming into action this weekend.
A strikeout here would be huge for Lopez.
Yeah, that is about 10 strikeouts a game, a little bit over 10 strikeouts a game in the 7-inning format. A ball and 2 strikes on Hewen. Here's the pitch. Got her! Swing and a miss for Hewen. And Lopez comes in and gets a huge strikeout.
Absolutely does not disappoint. Hewen has been having great at-bats all day, and for Lopez to come in and do that against her right there is huge.
And that was just straight gas on the outside corner.
Lopez again focusing just on Renrod, not thinking about those runners. She didn't put them there. They're not hers. Go right at this hitter.
First pitch to Penrod in there for a strike. How much momentum potentially on the line here with this at bat, either way.
Momentum huge, and also just a great opportunity for Lopez to come through. It's the 5th inning. If you get out of a bases loaded jam right there, I'll tell you what, your adrenaline shoots up. She's going to be able to finish the rest of this game.
No balls and 2 strikes on Penrod, second on the team coming into the tournament with 43 runs batted in. Got the bases loaded with 2 down as she bats here in the top of the 5th.
Fullerton looking to make a routine play behind their pitcher.
Called strike 3. Lopez comes in, fans Hewen, fans Penrod, out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. Jessica Lopez slams the door in the 5th, heading to the bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Palomar. Kat Aguilar back in the circle trying to nurse along this 2-1 lead as the Hornets come to bat in the 5th, but it could have been a lot worse. Well, we've talked a lot about hitters so far here this weekend, Monica, but let's talk a little bit about pitchers and the job that Jessica Lopez just did coming in.
I mean, the mental toughness of that kid to come in with bases loaded and get 2 outs, 2 strikeouts is just huge.
And that brings up Mendez to lead things off. Change from Aguilar is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Mendez a walk back in the 3rd, came around to score the lone Hornet run.
From what I've heard, Lopez is a freshman, is that right? I think she is, so she's coming back for Fullerton next year. And coaching decision of my life, I scheduled against Fullerton next year, so I'm sure we'll get to see Lopez and see some of that nasty stuff she's got.
Well, apparently you'd rather see her starting the game than coming out of the pen.
That's true, absolutely.
Yeah, Lopez a freshman, and she will no doubt come back to Fullerton and lead that pitching staff next year. Well, we're due to come back up here next year. Wonder if we'll see the Hornets again. Here's the 2-0 to Mendez. Curveball outside. And Mendez way out in front now. 3 balls and no strikes.
We'll see if Coach Speedy gives her the green light here. I'm going to assume she's taking down 1 run. Base runners are a premium. Mendez drew the walk last time, I believe.
Yes.
And so she's coming back up again, seeing if she can repeat that.
3-0 pitch from Aguilar. At the knees, called strike 1.
Fan's not happy with that call. It looked like it crossed the catcher up a little bit, but it does look like it crosses as a strike. So even if that catcher gets crossed up, that ball still came through the zone. So I thought that was a good call.
Perhaps with the green light if she gets one in the zone she wants. Leading home run hitter for the Hornets on the season. Big swing. Fouls that one away. Full count now.
Aguilar's done a good job coming back. She's been 3-0 on a couple hitters. Comes right back and challenges these Fullerton players. So
well, she came in something of a tough situation in a game when Palomar was way out in front, and obviously that's a great situation to finish off and get the win. Not much pressure there, but pitching with a big lead, trying to get it done with the mercy rule. Let's see, there could be some kind of challenge there about what to do. I think she seems a lot more settled here, where it's a more conventional type of appearance starting the game.
Yeah, Jeff, I absolutely agree with you. Yes, they were way ahead, and the game it seemed out of reach. Palomar was in the driver's seat, but it was in the back of her mind. She wanted to make sure it ended in 5 innings. So she was pitching a little tense, I agree, and I feel like she's settled in nicely in keeping Palomar in this game.
3-2. Ground ball to third, Fisher. The throw across, stretch from Penrod, and they get Mendez at first.
Coming back from 3-0, getting that ground ball. Nice job by Kat Aguilar.
That'll bring up Guzman. Popped out, trying to bunt. Her first time up.
Looks like we might have a pinch hitter here.
Well, the first thing we need is someone with a little shorter hair.
13, I think.
All right.
Here we go, here we go. We're gonna start it right here, here we go.
Yep, Clarissa Hernandez comes in batting .246 for 25 on the season. Surprise, Guzman swinging a good bat for the weekend, 2 for 7. But they go with Hernandez, who will make her first appearance.
Might have a little more speed with Hernandez here. Coach Speedy trying to get some speed on the base with 1 out. We know Speedy likes the speed, so.
Drop ball in for a strike. No balls and a strike on Hernandez.
Nice job, Aguilar going right at this pinch hitter, starting her with the first pitch strike.
0-1 pitch, slap foul. Hernandez in a hole now, no balls and 2 strikes.
Hernandez not trying to do anything too big. Looks like she's just trying to bring that barrel to the ball. See some good pitches. Aguilar's not going to fire it by her, so if she watches that from the hip, gets a good piece on it, she might be in business.
Aguilar with the pitch as the fastball tails outside for a ball.
Aguilar doing a nice job there. Doesn't really want to be around the zone. See if they can get Hernandez to fish a little bit. Would have liked to see that pitch a little closer to the plate, but nothing hurt.
They're swung around the opposite way in the outfield for the left-handed hitting Hernandez. Bouncer to third, Fisher with the throw across. They're playing pepper with Sarah Fisher so far here in the 5th inning. Back-to-back groundouts, and that'll bring up Alcala, who flied out her first time.
Looks like we might be getting another pinch hitter here.
Absolutely. And it's Alyssa Haro. And we've seen this in the first 2 games, Haro coming on. 2 pinch hit for Alcala. 2 down, bases empty. Haro came into action this weekend, 5 for 18 at the plate. So the freshman Alyssa Haro will stand in from the right side.
Looking to do something with 2 outs here. Haro facing Aguilar.
Drop ball outside.
Yeah, gonna see a ball there. Aguilar did a good job facing that other pinch hitter, getting ahead. Looking to come right back with a strike.
with the exception of that third inning, Aguilar has been in control. Ground ball to third. Fisher going to take care of the Hornets here in the fifth. 3 up, 3 down. Aguilar back to the dugout. We're heading to the sixth. Palomar with a 2-1 lead over Fullerton. Day 2 of the 3C2A Women's Softball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Absolutely. I thought that was a great time to make a pitching change, and it came through with the strikeout swinging and the strikeout looking. And now Lopez gets to basically start this game over here for her and try and attack these Palomar hitters, keep it within a one-run ball game, give Fullerton an opportunity to come up and get something done.
Sorry, might not have had audio there just to start talking about Lopez here coming on after the impressive finish to the fifth. It needs to keep the Hornets within distance here. They trail it by 1 as the Comets bat in the sixth, and the 0-2 pitch inside gets Crawford, and that is a break for Palomar. Lopez in control, and this one just gets away.
Yeah, you know, it looks like she starts her swing, and then it comes in and hits her right in the hip. I was wondering if that hit the knob of her bat before it hit her, but nobody from Fullerton came out, so it looks like they are going to concede and just take that hit by pitch.
And that'll bring up Zamora, who squares to bunt. Rise ball high.
This bunt call makes a lot of sense to me, especially with this 9-hitter. In the sixth inning, you're only up by 1 against a powerful Fullerton team. You want to get a little insurance here.
To third base, and Rengifo quickly on it and goes to first to retire Zamora, but the sacrifice successful. Crawford to second with 1 down. Here comes Kylie Pignon, the leadoff hitter. She's 0 for 2, had a sacrifice herself back in the third inning.
So I'm thinking way ahead here, but this is already setting up something interesting, because if Pignon or Wackles gets on at all, we'll see Fisher. And if they both get out, Fisher leads off the 7th. So do they pitch to her? It's going to be interesting either way. We'll see what happens.
Amazing how a hitter that's really dominating the middle of a lineup can start impacting a game at 3 and 4 batters or more before they come to the plate.
Absolutely. If you're Fullerton, you know these next 2 hitters are the ones you want to get. You do not want to see Fisher with any runs on.
Fly ball left field. Guzman there has it for the out. 2 down, and that'll bring up Wahholtz, who's 0 for 3, grounded out twice and struck out. Crawford stays at second. And what's your take here if you're Wahholtz at the plate right now? You just have to know that you're going to see some pitches in the zone.
Oh, absolutely. If you're Wahholtz, you know that they are not wanting any part of Fisher, so they're going right at you. So you're going to take ownership of that and really try and put a hurt on a ball.
And there's a little bit of the chess moves there because you see the wheels turning. I think Wahholtz went up there, definitely looking to be aggressive. Lopez maybe anticipating that, goes with the ball well out of the zone, and Wahholtz chases it.
Absolutely.
In on the hand, slow roller to short. Anguiano with the strong throw to get Wahholtz at first and retire the side. The hit by pitch goes nowhere. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Palomar with the 2-1 lead at the 3C2A Softball Championship. New pitcher for Palomar, and it's Allie Hewen who will move in from shortstop, take over in the circle here in the 6th. Antoinette Robinson comes in as the flex and will take over at shortstop for Hewen. Top of the order due up for Fullerton. That's Sabrina Anguiano, who's 1 for 2, flied to center and singled.
I like this move a lot by Coach Kraft. She knows that they're protecting a 1-run lead. I thought Aguilar did a great job to bring them deep into this game, and now giving the ball over to Hewen to try and protect this. Palomar still has an opportunity for their at-bats, but if it ends as it is, you want your ace on the mound trying to close this game out.
Anguiano ahead in the count now, 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Anguiano, Garza, and Williamson. Straight change. Hewen doesn't get the call. Huh? I didn't see the call there. I think it's... Okay, it is 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she missed on that pitch, but umpire didn't like something about it. We saw in the first game of the day, Hewen struggled her very first inning against Mount Sac and
walks
delivers
Anguiano on 4 pitches.
a 4-pitch walk here. If you're Palomar, you're hoping it's not going to take her a little bit to get loose and get used to it. But I would absolutely expect Fullerton to be bunting here.
Yeah, Anguiano, good speed at the top of the order, but not your prototypical leadoff hitter. 4 stolen bases on the season.
Maybe not, though. Garza is one of their RBI producers. We'll see if Coach Speedy's going to let her swing away.
Ironic that a team led by Speedy Mendoza not big on the stolen base, at least statistically on the season. Garza lays one down, back to the circle. Hewen going to go to first.
Nice
retire Garza.
punt.
And that gets Anguiano into scoring position at second with 1 down. And here comes Kaylee Williamson, 0 for 2, flied out and grounded out.
Garza does a nice job getting that bunt down there. That's huge to get a runner into scoring position. Hewen needs to get big here, try and get this second out. while Williamson's looking to drive an RBI and even the score up.
Williamson 2 for 9 on the tournament so far. And are they going to walk Williamson here?
It looks like Palomar is getting in on the intentional walk business as well. This actually doesn't, I like this move. I think it creates a force opportunity. Goes up to Vasquez, who drove that ball down to left but hasn't seen Hewen yet. I really think this is just to create a force opportunity or a double play, not necessarily that they want to see Vasquez.
Let's talk about looking at the order here, the potential risk here, and that is that brings Chloe Lillevoix into the fold, who's 6 for 10 in the tournament so far, 2 for 2 today. If you get Williamson and you get Vasquez, you get out of the inning before Lillevoix bats. Now, Lillevoix is due up after Vasquez. So interesting to see the strategic ramifications. We'll see how it plays out after the intentional walk to Williamson. And now Vasquez will be the batter.
That's a great point, having those stats on Lillevoix, knowing what she's done this tournament so far. Looks like Palomar's just going to try and take their chances with getting that force out and creating an opportunity to hopefully get a double play.
So the teams will conference up, and
Coach Speedy talking to her kids too, making sure that they all know any ground ball, we got to slide, any base hit, we got to go. At this point too, we got rain working against us. So what you have to remember here is if this game gets called, because it has been a full 5 innings, Palomar will take the win here. We actually do not have to finish the game.
But will they wait in a delay to see if they can finish the game, or is it immediately called if they stop?
It depends. If the rain gets bad enough, we have to cover the field for the game tomorrow. So this game will be considered a complete game and end with Palomar on top.
Boy, that is a tough way to lose if you're Fullerton.
Especially in the state tournament, right?
And such a close game here as they bat in the 6th. Change in there for a strike to Vasquez, who's 0 for 2. She's flied out twice.
All the Fullerton Hornet fans are doing the opposite of the rain dance, and all the Palomar fans are doing everything they can to bring on Mother Nature.
Meanwhile, we're just trying to protect our cameras.
Exactly.
Popped up on the infield.
In
Antoinette Robinson puts it away for out number 2. And here comes Chloe Lillevoix. Perhaps inevitable that you see the matchup between great pitcher and the hot hitter at the plate. With the game on the line, it's funny how it works out that way time after time.
I love this right here. Rain's coming in. We have runners on first and second, 2 outs. You created this situation, Palomar, by walking Williamson. It's so exciting to be able to see what Hewen can do right here.
Hewen against Lillevoix. 2 down, 2 on. Tails inside for a ball.
You mentioned it last time Lillevoix was up, and just how great her eye is and how she's swinging at those pitches that are in the zone, and you can see that right there. I thought that was a nice pitch by Hewen, and Lillevoix doesn't even take a second look at it.
Yeah, Lillevoix only 2 strikeouts.
Well, it looks like the umpire is signaling a legal pitch here. That's going to be a no pitch there, and that's going to go a ball on the batter.
Okay, so what's the call? What did he see that made the call? Because he makes it before she even delivers the ball.
I'm not sure exactly what she did.
We will get the replay here. Emery's got it for us.
You can see his hand out there. So he's calling automatically a legal pitch.
So it happened before even we got there,
Correct.
Before she had even gone into any kind
Correct.
of windup.
So the reason that he allows her to continue is because if Fullerton ends up getting a base hit there, they have the opportunity to take the result of the play. So he has to let it unfold. It might have been a presentation violation she may not have presented because it was before she even got the sign, so it must have been that.
And meanwhile, that pitch a little low, 3 balls and no strikes now on Lillevoix.
So I see what it is right there. When she gets on the mound, she has to get on the mound with her hands separated. You cannot get on the mound with your hand inside the glove. You have to be able to present. So that's what that call was there.
Curveball in there for a strike, 3 balls and a strike on Lillevoix.
which is tough because if you don't have that illegal pitch there, it's a 2-2 count, and she's ahead. And right now, she doesn't want to get bases loaded, so she's going to have to come into the zone.
Sarah Rengifo would be next if Lilavois can keep it going in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 3-1. Back to the screen.
This is what you live for right here. State winner or loser go home. Runners on first and second, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Palomar and Fullerton. These runners will be moving. I'm going to guess Lilavois will be swinging.
And which pitch will Hewen go with at this critical moment? Here it comes. Rise ball. Fouled back into the screen.
You have to assume that with that runner on second leaving on the pitch that any sort of base hit's going to score a run here. Even a little bloop to the outfield. I would assume Coach Speedy's going to send her, especially in the 6th inning. You're going to want to try and have Palomar make that play at the plate.
Here's the payoff. That one fouled away again. Well, Lilavois had a long at-bat in her last at-bat, fouling off a couple of pitches, took the count to a full count before eventually coming up with a single. And she is going to make you work no matter who's in the circle.
Yeah, exactly. She's making the umpire work. He had to go get more balls from the chute with all the foul balls she's hitting. So she's making everybody work out there.
High drama from Bakersfield at the 3C2A softball championship. 3-2. High chopper into left, a base hit. Anguiano rounding third. They're going to send her home. Here's the throw. She's out. What a throw from Pignon.
Coach Speedy takes the chance and sends her home. I absolutely would have done the same thing. You have to make them make that play at the plate. Pignon comes up and makes a huge play at 4.
Boy, another base hit for Lilavois, but the inning ends. Well, we had one more angle there. It was very close, but it looks like the tag down from Cates, who takes the throw from Pignon.
Taking a look at that.
We're gonna stay here and let them look at this from a couple of angles. Emery and the guys are working on this. As you take a look from a couple of different angles, it's hard to tell from that angle. I think that angle back there is the best angle that we had from behind the plate to see this play.
I think she might have got tagged on the chest before that happens. I think coming up, she might get tagged as she's coming in here. I can't tell right there if she takes
Here's the
oh,
angle that I think is going to tell us something.
Let's take a look here. Oh, she gets her hand in. Hey, listen, the SCC tournament has instant replay. We need to get the funding out at the 3C2A because we overlooked it, or we take another look at this, and we think she might be in safe for this call.
Boy, this is such a tough call. So close. The throw beats her there. The throw beats her as we get you a couple looks there. Emery Johnson is doing a great job to bring that to you from a couple of angles. And the inning comes to a close, and we will stay here as we head to the 7th, 2-1, as Anguiano cut down at the plate.
Oh man, Coach
and the
Speedy's
Comets survive the 6th and head to the 7th, still on top, 2-1. Fisher will lead things off, followed by Renteria and Cates.
Coach Speedy's gonna look back at that replay and wish that she could have challenged it, but it is what it is, and we see Fisher coming to the plate. Lopez going at her. No intentional walk here.
And she's 1 for 1 in the game. A home run back in the first. She's been walked intentionally twice. Since then, a little bit inside to Lopez. Now 2 balls and no strikes. And here the danger comes in. You certainly don't want to get a lot of the plate with Fisher. Although it's interesting to me watching a player like Fisher, a really great hitter when they're dialed in. Sometimes when they're down in the count, they're so locked in that they just make such great swings. Maybe when they're way ahead in the count, they get a little excited, maybe think about driving one, and you end up maybe getting the out because they've had her 2 strikes a couple of times, and she just gets so dialed in and makes such great swings. She ends up drawing the walk on 4 pitches, so the leadoff runner aboard and Samantha Renteria coming to the plate. Meanwhile, Renteria has quietly gotten it together after a hitless game earlier against Mount Sac. She's 2 for 3 with a couple of base hits.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, again, I think they're going to want this insurance run. I wouldn't be surprised to see Renteria drop a bunt down here and move Fisher over to second base.
Change in there for a strike.
We'll see if Coach Kraft gave her 1 pitch to work with or if she's going to let Renteria hit.
High fly ball into center. Easy play for Williamson. Has it for out number 1. That'll bring up Cates. Any surprise that they're not really setting up to play for 1 there? Got the heart of the order up in the inning.
Yeah, you know, I was a little surprised because I thought Renteria, although she's had a couple hits this game, hasn't really been driving the ball like she usually does. So I was thinking that they'd go for 1, but you know they're showing confidence in Hewen to finish this game and letting their big hitters swing away.
You know, there's a fascinating little adjustment going on here with Lopez this inning. Came in with the gas, with the bases loaded to get Hewen and Penrod, and now really showing a lot of the changeup. Pop fly on the infield, and Lillevoix has it for out number 2. So really displaying the versatility here against the Comet hitters. Gets 2 outs and now works to Hewen, whom she struck out last time up. Hewen is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice in the game, but still having a big weekend at the plate.
Yeah, Lopez coming in and doing just a good job keeping these hitters off balance. And the combination of Lopez and Vasquez is one of the best 1-2 pitchers I've seen in the tournament.
Swing and a miss at the curveball from Lopez. Well, I'll tell you, if the Comets hold on here, it will have been a real nail-biter. They will be happy to have the rest of the day off and recover and get ready for tomorrow.
Absolutely. They have played some tough games today, and this is no exception.
Change up and a wave and a miss from Hewen.
Lopez has got a lot of deceptive movement. She's got late break on her ball. She's got a nice changeup. She doesn't slow that arm down at all. She's a tough pitcher to face.
20-game winner with the win earlier today against Cyprus. Got Hewen on 3 pitched balls.
Huge strikeout.
The leadoff walk to Fisher, but nothing doing for the Comets in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. 1 chance left for the Hornets to keep it going. They come to bat in the bottom of the 7th, trailing it 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Rengifo, Mendez, and Guzman due up. Allie Hewen trying to finish it off in the bottom of the 7th for Palomar and keep them alive for one more night.
Jeff, are we surprised at all that this is what we're looking at right now? 2-1,
We
bottom
are
of
not
7.
surprised.
It's been such good softball all weekend.
Welcome to the 3C2A championship here from Bakersfield.
Absolutely.
North and south, it's been nonstop drama.
Two teams battling it out. And it's just been good softball all around and really, really fun to watch.
0-1 to Rengifo, who's 0 for 2, lined into a double play and struck out. Hewen ready. Swing and miss. Rengifo quickly in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
So interesting to see the difference between Hewen when she came in last inning to this inning. Last inning she started a batter 3 straight balls. Here she's up on this batter 0-2.
The Comets, if they win, the winner of this game will be back in action tomorrow. I believe, Michael, is that game 1 tomorrow? Or do they start with the winner's bracket with San Mateo and Mount Sac? I believe so. They get the winner either in our first or second game, and we will update you on that. They get the winner of the next game between Sacramento City and San Joaquin Delta. That game tomorrow, and that'll be another elimination game. And obviously at this point in the tournament, for everybody but San Mateo and Mount Sac, they're all elimination games now.
Right, absolutely. And the way the bracket played out, 2 South teams facing off to knock one of them out, and now after this, 2 North teams facing off to knock one out.
Here's the 2-2. Down on strikes, Rengifo chased the high heat.
Huge first out by Hewen right there to get a strikeout.
So we have, sorry Monica, go ahead.
I was just going to say, leaving that tying run, headed back to the dugout.
We get the confirmation. First game tomorrow, the winner's bracket. That'll be San Mateo and Mount San Antonio College. That'll be followed by the winner of this game and the winner of our next game. And then finally, the loser of game 11, which is the winner's bracket tomorrow, and the winner of game 12. And our third game of the day. You know what, just show up in the morning and watch the game straight through, and then no matter who's playing, you'll know.
Absolutely. Just come support. You'll enjoy yourselves.
Here's the 1-0 to Mendez. In there for a strike.
That's a good pitch by Hewen right there. Just below the belt, tight in on the hands. That's going to be a tough pitch for Mendez to get around.
1-1 pitch to Mendez. Base hit. Mendez able to turn on one. She's pumped up at first, a runner at first with 1 down. Will we see a pinch runner potentially? I don't believe they've pinch run for Mendez yet in this game. She did reach on a walk back in the second. But my memory was that they didn't pinch run on that.
Looks like Coach Speedy is going to call time, talk with her associate head coach, Crystal, see what they want to do, what decision they want to make here.
Desiree Guzman, who is 2 for 7 in the tournament so far, will be the batter.
Starting to sprinkle a little bit.
It's holding off.
We bumped the games up 2 hours already today in hopes to get at least 3 in, and we've done exactly that. It would be fabulous if we could get this last game in today, but we did plan for it. It does look like Coach Speedy's going to go with a pinch runner for Mendez here.
So we'll have a runner at first as Guzman will bat. Is that 14 or?
I think it looks like number 24.
Natalie Gonzalez. So Natalie Gonzalez on to run.
Natalie Gonzalez at first base represents the game-tying run. Wants to make sure if that ground ball is hit that she's safe at second. Oh, get back.
Popped in the air. Fisher with the throw. It's over. Guzman pops into the game-ending double play, trying to lay one down. We'll watch the replay. It was a close play at first. That's a great pitch from Hewen. Just a lot of heat on that ball.
I'd say it's pretty fitting that double play goes to Fisher.
If it's not with the bat, it's with the glove. And this a bang-bang play at first. It was nip and tuck the whole way. And it ends with high drama as Guzman trying to lay one down, pops it in the air. Fisher goes to first, gets Gonzalez by an eyelash, and Palomar survives day 2 with a 2-1 win over Fullerton for the Hornets. What a great season. It comes to a close here, but they acquitted themselves incredibly well on their first trip here since 2005 under Speedy Mendoza.
Absolutely. Congratulations to the Fullerton Hornets, and congratulations to Coach Speedy and Coach Crystal. What a great season. Definitely have something to be proud of.
And for Palomar, the dream stays alive. Monica Tatlinger, we thank you so much for sitting in. We've enjoyed it greatly, and you're going to be here tomorrow?
Absolutely,
we're hoping
Jeff. I'm
so.
hoping that I'll be here tomorrow for a game or two, and I look forward to it.
All right, you're on the team now. Final score 2-1 Palomar over Fullerton. They move on. We're going to step aside, rejoin you for our 4th and final game, weather permitting, but continue obviously to look. You can see the games at our website, www.socalcollegesports.com. You can search for our YouTube channel on YouTube, SoCal College Sports 1. Lastly, you can go to Tournament Central at the 3C2A site, cccaasports.org. Go to the softball page, go to Tournament Central. All the links to the games are there as well. We hope you will continue to join us. Palomar moving on with a 2-1 win for everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. See you in about 45 minutes. So long, everybody.